Real Living Southern Realty provides real answers and customized marketing solutions. Serving the entire tri-state area, check rlsouthernrealty.com for their complete listing. And I'm Sortine 12 Chief Meteorologist Pastor 4.
The radio 92.7.
You hear that? That's the sound of power. The call of the open road. That is the newly designed 2019 Indian Chieftain Limited. Yeah, Indian. More than a bike, it's an experience and an American icon. And the place to find it, Indian Motorcycle of Chattanooga, along with their entire new 2019 line. Ready to answer that call? Go to Indian Motorcycle of Chattanooga. Just look for the sign on 153 and Nicola. Indian Motorcycle, the true American original.
Join We've Got You Covered with Scott Schrader every Saturday from 10 to 11 on Nooga Radio. From finance to fixtures, we discuss everything you need to know about buying or owning a home, the pitfalls, the perks, and everything in between. Saturday mornings, 10 to 11, right here on Nooga Radio.
If you want to discover the real hope for your life through inspirational music, relevant messages, and testimonies from others who have already found hope, then we encourage you to visit the second annual My Hope Conference, October 7th through 9th at Hickson First Baptist Church. Free admission and childcare is provided for kids up to pre-K, while those in kindergarten through 5th grade will attend the Kids Hope Rally. For more info, visit myhopeconference.com or call Hickson First Baptist Church at 423-877-2467.
92.7 Nooga Radio.
Good morning. It's beautiful people here in the city of Chattanooga. It's Marie Mott with the Marie Mott Show. Y'all know what it is. I'm taking it from the streets to City Hall, from City Hall to the mayor's office. Can't leave out the police department. From the valley low to the mountaintop, give you guys a bird's eye view to what's going on here in the city of Chattanooga. And it's another day here in these streets, via, the avenue of me being able to do radio and impacting the community via the streets is always through here. And but I'm excited about what is going to be a transition once a week, hopefully starting next week, where I can actually start reporting live from the streets, letting you guys know what's going on here in the city of Chattanooga. And I'm not here by myself because it makes no sense for me to just get up and talk about things that are going on from my own perspective, because it's parents, it's grandparents, it's aunts, uncles. It's a lot of people who are going through things. And the best way that you can experience the story, understand what's going on, get the true facts and the feelings is not just by me reporting, because I report and you decide, but also by having the people who are dealing with the situations that are going on here to tell their stories from themselves. And I have a person here to do that because one of the reasons why I talk about what's happening in the city of Chattanooga is firmly so we have a situation to where the surrounding areas, the areas that surround the city of Chattanooga will not pick up our bad habits, will not pick up our tyranny. Because we are an example. We're not the largest city in the nation, but we're a growing mid-sized city. And what we allow our politicians, our school boards, our county commissioners, what we allow elected, duly elected officials, people sworn to protect the public as well as our children, if we let them get away with things here in the city of Chattanooga, it's going to continue to spread. It's going to be like a disease that spreads to the rest of the body. It's going to go to areas outside of the city of Chattanooga. And that's happening. That's happening. I have a mother here to talk to you guys about some things that are going on within the Walker County school system. And give her story of what happened to her child, the fight that she's up against, how she's speaking out on behalf of parents in Walker County, grandparents in Walker County. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone, to all the viewers out there. I am also a Marie. Gina Marie is also on the show today. I'm just a mother with 3 boys who will go hard for mine.
Oh, man. Tell the listener why you're here and one of the things, what happened back in March to your son.
An incident occurred March 28th of this year where my child comes home and reports to me that there was an older kid on the bus who asked him to pull his pants down. He told the kid that he did not want to do this. He told me that the other kid told him to do it. And then he did it. And by doing it, I mean, he pulled his pants down and underwear down on the bus and exposed his genitals. And my baby was in pre-K at the time.
Wow. So for the listeners, for those who have been following me for a while, and for any of the new listeners that I have tuning in right now to Nougat Radio 92.7 FM, shout out to you guys. Y'all know it's always the same. The call-in number is 800-8949. You can also stream us live on the Nougat Radio 92.7 FM page via Facebook. But I covered a story at this time, probably about 3 weeks ago, of a mother here in the Hamilton County school system who had been fighting our educational system and school board against discrimination that happened to her child for about 4 years, a period of 4 years. And he has Down syndrome. And it took 4 years for her to even get any remotely close to any level of justice. So again, understand, this is very important. This is very important. If we don't clean it up here in the city of Chattanooga, it's going to continue to spread to the counties and the areas that surround Hamilton County. You better believe that people's eyes and their ears are listening and watching to what is happening here in the city of Chattanooga. And if they see that school systems, if they see that politicians, superintendents, if they see that teachers, if they see that mayors, if they see county commissioners, if they continue to see these elected officials sweep things under the rug, cover things up, silence people, y'all follow me. Y'all follow me. Y'all know that on Tuesday when I went to the city council meeting in support of Avery Gray and her daughter, who was dragged out of the out of her mother's car at the hands of the Chattanooga Police Department, I had been talking about that for months, and they knew because we had news outlets there, we had the Chattanooga Times Free Press there. They knew if I got up and spoke, because I had been speaking for months on this issue, that I was going to set the building on fire. And they adjourned the meeting to prevent me and anybody else from speaking behind Miss Gray. The community, they restricted the community to their First Amendment rights of being able to speak their mind on what they felt about what's happening in the community. And is that something that's happening in Walker County?
Yes, ma'am.
Give the listener some insight to what's happened since this situation, as far as people reaching out to you, as far as Walker County parents who are in support of you, as far as how the school system and the superintendent in general have responded as well.
Yes, ma'am. So I have a post on our Walker County page that is a poll asking parents that if their child reports this, would they not want anyone to pull the tape from the bus to investigate this matter? Currently, I believe there's over 400 something yeses to this poll. So I don't think I'm standing alone here when people want accountability done in situations like this. Now, I was only assured from this school while this incident took place and while it was going on, that they would take care of everything. They would handle it. They would do everything that was needed to be done. I was never informed that the other parent in question called the school and also reported this incident. I was never told anything. And when I had questions and when I asked questions, I was told they will handle it. If I asked specific questions, I was told they can't discuss anything about the other child with me at all. Imagine that. So what do you do as a mother when this has happened to your baby? You're believing him for what his word and his report is, because that's your baby and you know how your child is. So I was never told after their non-investigation that they determined that my child was not told to do this, that there was not an older kid making my kid do this. So basically, in the essence, I believe that they're calling my child a liar.
But did they pull the video and show you the video?
No, ma'am. I have been inquiring as to this bus video with everyone from the school superintendent to the transportation director, from the principal to the assistant principal to the school resource officer, to everybody that I possibly can to reach out about this matter, that it be looked into. I do not want nobody to take my word for these things. I encourage any parent to reach out to me via message, whatever. If you got to call this radio station and get my name and number, that's fine. I want my story to go public. I do not want, I'm okay with my story going public. Reach out to me and let me know what you guys have going on, because I have multiple parents who have reported to me the same inconsistencies, the same failure to follow up and to take things seriously on the administration's part. I find it very disheartening that instead of trying to look at the matter for what it is and assess the situation, they would rather spend energy going sweeping around and mopping up some stuff.
So now in Walker County, there is a current lawsuit that is out against the school board from a teacher, correct?
There is.
Okay. Can you give some just some insight to that lawsuit and why a teacher would be suing the Hamilton County, not the Hamilton County, the Walker County Department of Education, and how that correlates also with some of the extreme measures that they have gone to restrict parents from speaking out against what's happening in their children's school?
Sure. I don't mind to report what I know of that situation to anybody who has no knowledge of it. I thoroughly researched that matter, and I've read all of the court opinions and court cases regarding that matter. From my understanding, there was some kind of breach of the First Amendment right for this teacher to voice a concern to the school board, or he was being screened in something in that fashion that was found out to be unconstitutional.
Did he win?
He won. Yes, ma'am. The school board appealed it. He won again in some aspect. They have now appealed it again. Their response to this is, well, I think we'll just take away the public's participation and the public commenting portion of the meetings altogether.
Oh, so pause. You're telling me that the superintendent, as well as the school board, because it takes, just like here in other factions of government, it takes the county mayor and the county commission, it takes the city mayor and the city council, because no one person can do anything. It takes a cooperation of government. And so you're telling me that the superintendent of Walker County, in cahoots with the school board in Walker County, completely eliminated the public commentary section. Is that of school board meetings in general?
All of them.
All of them. That they eliminated the First Amendment right of peaceful protest and the abridging, to never abridge the freedom of speech, as well as their responsibility to redress any grievances that parents, grandparents, or just legal guardians may have in criticism of the school system. They did away with that entirely.
Entirely. Yes, ma'am.
Even after being sued by a teacher for the same thing, restricting First Amendment rights.
Yep. That's what they did.
800-8949 if you want to call and talk to me and Gina and Marie today. Parents, are you listening? Are you hearing? I know we cannot be by ourselves. If you think this is a mistake, if you think that this is just an anomaly, you think this is just a one-time circumstance, I guarantee you it's not. I guarantee you it's not. I came up in a family where my parents raised children who did not belong to them, that never birthed them. We had foster children that my parents helped raise. And one of them, pretty much all of them had certain special needs that they needed. And I can't tell you the amount of time that my mother would have to spend taking off of work, going down to the school system, putting her foot down and saying, no, we're not going to do it this way because that's not in the best interest of my child. No, I'm not going to allow this. No, you can't do that. No. And that people are more offended by no. They are more offended by no than the reality that they are damaging and allowing bullying. So this is just the perplexing thing. We have we have zero tolerance laws that students have to abide by. But where are the zero tolerance policies for these teachers, for these administrators? Where's the zero tolerance that they don't have the right to bully people? 800-894-9 if you just want to call and talk to me. But where is the zero tolerance for the people who have the sheer bulk, the burden of the responsibility to ensure that the moment you let go of your child's hand, or you put them on a bus, or you drop them off, that not only they're going to get the best education, which we can stop hoping for that because that's never happened in the public school system, but at the least, that they're not going to allow somebody to potentially sexually molest them on the bus. Now,
it really disgusts me. Everything that has taken place, as I have made people aware of certain things, has just totally disgusted me.
Oh, we got somebody calling in. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Talk to us.
Yes, this is, I was calling about the show that's on right now.
Okay.
Talk
to us.
I was wondering if the little boy is still riding the school bus.
Well, ma'am, I would love to be able to give you any kind of answers regarding that, but since I'm not a school administrator, I have no knowledge of that. My baby, and this is coming from him, you know, he's 5 years old now. He just had a birthday that passed, but he tells me he has never seen this kid on the bus after that. My older kid was staying after school for some tutoring and whatnot.
You let your son back on the school bus?
Yes, ma'am, I did. Do you want to come and give him a ride to school?
I mean, so...
No, it ain't my responsibility.
Okay, and it's not my responsibility to make sure that my baby is being taken care of.
So let me ask you a question, ma'am. You're asking this mother who has two other children besides this child. You're asking her if she allowed her child to get back on the bus, which the moment. So basically, let me explain. The bus is the school. It's a part of the school. So your child is not in school the moment that they go into the building. If they get on a bus, which the funding for buses comes from the school, and they hung up.
Oh, okay. They hung up.
They hung up, as they should. Don't call here with foolishness because you'll get chopped up.
Please don't.
The moment that they get on the bus, they are in school. They are in school. And if you are not going to offer some caravanning services to pick up Miss Gina Marie's 3 children to ensure that they're not going to get bullied, don't ask her no stupid questions like, did you allow him to get back on the bus? What's she supposed to do? She works and she's raising several other children. Do they all go to the same school?
No, the oldest one goes to high school now.
Okay, so don't ask ridiculous questions. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Talk to me, but be careful.
Sorry, my call got dropped. I didn't understand. I didn't hear everything you said, but I was just going to say that my main concern for my kids is their safety above all.
Okay, but the responsibility of their safety is not on the hands of the mother once she turns them over to any person who is a representative of the school system. That's the responsibility of the...
I don't think I understood the story completely either, because it sounded to me like that the older boy pulled the younger boy's pants down.
No, he told a younger student. So
intimidated him
and enticed him, because who knows what would have happened. And the problem that we have here is this mother approached the school, and the school should have pulled the video. She has no clue what happened. All she can go off of is the trust of her child and to react to what her child told her. But the school system the superintendent, the principal, the vice principal, nobody offered to pull the video and then show her, because the video will also have audio, to show her what happened. And so when you say if she allowing her child to get back on the bus, she doesn't really have a choice. But that's not the biggest question. The biggest question is the moment she approached the school system, they did not pull the video to confirm whether this was true or not. And
when did this happen?
This happened back in March, and she's been fighting them ever since.
Back in March?
March, yes, ma'am.
Last school year, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And I was not told during that time that this other parent reported this incident as well to the school. I was not told anything.
So multiple parents reported this issue, and the school board decided to do zilch about it. And in the aspect of allowing the parents to come together, see what happened, and then move forward from there. Parents should be involved in the entirety of the process, because you are trusting your children over to these people who have the overwhelming federal responsibility to ensure that in every single way, from the moment they leave off of the bus stop to get to school, and the moment they leave out of the school to get home, until they step off of that bus, they are a student and they are in school.
Can I ask you a question, viewer?
Mm-hmm.
If this was reported to you by your kid, I don't care how old they are, I don't care if they're a boy or a girl, I don't care where they're sitting on the bus or none of those details. If your kid comes home and asks and tells you that this happened, do you want the school to pull the bus tape and the recordings? Because there's, from my knowledge, what I've been told by the transportation supervisor, there is 3 to 4 buses and each camera has separate audio.
I wouldn't have waited this long to say anything about it.
Ma'am, did you not just listen? Because you're talking and you're not listening. I told you that she's been fighting.
Yes, I am listening.
You're done. You're done, because I'm not going to argue with anybody on my show. Ma'am, if you are still listening, because you're doing a whole lot of talking and you got 2 ears to listen twice as much as you talk. I said that she's been fighting this since it happened. So she didn't wait this long. They've been fighting back at her this long. They've been blocking her and other parents this long and probably longer.
And I got on the bus when that happened also. And do you know that that's against bus policy for a parent to get on the bus at all? And do you know I did, because I did feel like the school did not take this seriously and that they were not trying to find out who this kid was. Now, let me ask you this. If I'm a mother and they reported to me that another mother also called this in, well, they would have the identification of the kid, okay? Now, why am I having to get on the bus to find out about this? And that was never reported.
Exactly. Keep tuning in, because I'm not accepting any excuses. You're not getting ready. This mother has been bullied already. You're not going to call in and bully her via the airwaves. We're fighting back because we're here together in the best interest of the children. And the responsibility and the burden is on the administrator. Stay tuned for the second half of the segment.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
Dalton police say an unidentified man used stolen credit cards to rack up hundreds of dollars in charges at stores in Fort O. Reports say the credit cards were stolen out of vehicles parked at a soccer complex back in April. Suspect is described as an African-American male with a beard wearing a Nike athletic shirt at the last time the cards were used. If you have any info, call the police. A traffic stop yielded a massive haul of drugs. Etowah police officer Jason Russell responding to a call of a suspicious vehicle early yesterday. Reports say police recovered almost 5 pounds of meth from the scene. 1 person arrested. And Chattanooga police believe they know who shot a man on Wheeler Avenue. 31-year-old Tavares Walker was found shot multiple times September the 9th. Darius Woods arrested and shipped off to the Hamilton County Jail. He's charged with attempted first-degree murder, aggravated assault, and a gun charge. Val St. John for Nooga Radio, News Talk 92.7, Action News now.
Sean Hannity, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 p.m. on Nooga Radio 92.7 FM.
Nooga Radio 92.7.
Cash, and more cash. Get 8.1% return on your money. Rick Davis can turn your cash into real money. Gold and silver bullion. American Eagle Gold. The banks give you a measly 1.9%. At Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, you'll get 8.1% return on your money. 8.1% return on your money. Wow! Whether you're buying an ounce or 100 ounces, Rick guarantees it in writing. 8.1% Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds. Raider Road, Chattanooga.
It's that time of year again. For the 7th year, Wings Over North Georgia Air Show will be Saturday, October the 13th and Sunday, October the 14th. You'll see some of our government's finest assets flying in the world today. The rarely seen Air Combat F-22 Raptor demo team and the A-10 Warthog will both headline the show, along with Tora Tora Tora, which is the reenactment of Pearl Harbor to include pyrotechnics. Patty Wagstaff and Michael Goulian, both world aerobatic champions, will be showing off their amazing skills, along with numerous other aviation rock stars. On the ground, you'll be able to experience military static displays and even have an opportunity to ride in a Huey or Cobra helicopter. Wings Over North Georgia is an action-packed way to spend a weekend with your family. You can even camp on the grounds. The Richard B. Russell Regional Airport is the place for all the action on October the 13th and the 14th. For tickets and camping reservations, visit wingsovernorthgeorgia.com.
Join Nuga Radio and the Gridiron Gang live from 7 to 9 at Starbucks at 10 North on the North Shore. We're talking all things high school football. There's a specialty brew or refresher weekly inspired by the game of the week. Sweet treats, extended hours all season long, and we're pet friendly. Portions of all proceeds support local schools and educational scholarships, as well as after-school programs. It's football time in Tennessee. Join us every Thursday live from 7 to 9 at Starbucks, 10 North, your North Shore neighborhood living room.
Your home is a constant work in progress. Repaint the walls? Yeah, easy enough. Leaky faucet? There's a video for that. But roof repair? You might want some help. That's where Chattanooga Roofing Contractors come in. They have 3 generations of roofing excellence you can count on. Leave the ladder in the garage. Go to chatroofing.com. That's chatroofing.com for Chattanooga Roofing Contractors, a roofing company you can trust. Man, you sure you know what you're doing?
Yeah, I worked with my dad on his truck all the time. Just one more bolt to go.
Yeah, wrong bolt. Today's truck ain't your daddy's truck. For repairs on today's vehicles, you need Amco Transmission and Total Car Care of Chattanooga on Lee Highway. Stay on the road, not in the garage. Amco Transmission on Lee Highway. Get it done the right way. The Thompson Pet way. Yeah, I just put that anywhere.
Join We've Got You Covered with Scott Schrader every Saturday from 10 to 11 on Nuga Radio. From finance to fixtures, we discuss everything you need to know about buying or owning a home, the pitfalls, the perks, and everything in between. Saturday mornings, 10 to 11, right here on Nuga Radio.
Nuga Radio, Chattanooga weather.
Expect mostly sunny and hot weather out there for your afternoon. Highs soaring into the lower 90s. Tonight, fair. Lows upper 60s to near 70. Continued hot, mainly dry on Friday. Highs up around 90 with a few widely scattered afternoon showers and storms moving back in Saturday. For lunch or dinner, come to Guthrie's, home of the original golden fried delicious chicken finger with their special world famous sauce. Open daily. Locations in Trenton, Signal Mountain, and Ringgold. Go get Guthrie's. It's always good. And I'm Sourcine 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Ford.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
It's Marie Mott with the Marie Mott Show. You know what? People are asking, why am I being rude? I'm not being rude. I'm just not going to allow any foolishness on my radio show. This is my radio show. And when I have guests here, and especially when I have people here talking about serious issues such as their child being sexually molested on a school bus and being bullied on the school bus, and then parents being silenced by the school board, by a parent having to go through circles to try to get answers, to try to get people to meet with her, to try to get people to tell her what is going on. You see, if you're asking the mother what she's doing, you're already asking a dumb question. The question is, what is the school administrators, what are the school board administrators, and what is the superintendent allowing to happen? How did they respond once this information about bullying and possible sexual molestation happened on a school bus? Let's look at the simple facts. Let's take it back to the basics, because maybe people are not getting it. This mother does. How many parents out there have the zero tolerance policy memorized? How many parents out there legitimately, even for the best parent, how many of the parents can tell another parent what to do in every given situation in something like this? Offer the insight of what steps a parent would need to go through? Or is that the responsibility of school administrators or the school board or the superintendent? Parents have no clue what avenues they need to work through. That's the whole point.
of when you find out your kid has been bullied, their lunch money has gotten taken, a teacher is abusing them or whatever, you go to the school. You go to the people who have the burden of the responsibility federally. Let me spell this out for you in case you're talking and not listening, or just listening to respond instead of listening to understand. Because if you get anything listening to my show, I need you to get an understanding. Schools receive federal money, which means that government money, which means that they have certain laws for the children, meaning that they have to abide by a certain guidelines about what they can allow in the school system and what they cannot. Now, I know that we're living in an era of fear. We're living in an era of ignorance. We're living in an era of fake news. This is none of those. This is a real situation with real children involved, with real parents and families involved. And I'm never going to allow anybody to call on my radio show and bully people who are already getting bullied.
Can I just clear something up for the viewers?
Absolutely.
I just want you viewers to understand that my oldest son is 16 years old now, and I have been dealing with this school for many, many years. They cannot report to anyone that I have been unprofessional or have acted this way any times in the past. I have loved this school. Okay, I was ensured that they would handle this properly. I questioned them, of course, at the time, but I was always given, we can't tell you, we'll handle it. Well, honestly, at this point in time, when this happened, I did trust the school. Yes, ma'am. I did trust the school wholeheartedly.
And what else are you supposed to do? You're supposed to trust and believe that the people you elect, that the people who watch your children, that you have no control over. The parents don't get you. I need you to listen to what I am saying here. You don't get to decide who the principal is. You don't get to decide who the teachers are. You don't get to decide who the vice principal or the guidance counselor is. You only get to decide who gets to be on the school board. You don't even get to decide who the superintendent is. Okay? So you already have to trust people. Either you don't know, or either you have to work really diligently to build a relationship to try to get to know them. But the reality is that she hadn't had a problem with them because her children are not bad children
at all.
They're not going to school beating people up, taking their money, causing problems. She had a problem the moment her child went through something he never should have gone through. First of all, let's just be real. There are trash parents out there, people who don't raise their children with decency, respect. You know what I mean? There are cruel parents who are cruel to their children and they pick up terrible habits. Let's be real. There are some children out there who are absolutely cruel. They bully other children. They beat up other children. And we are not going to allow this to happen, because if this happens at school, and they continue to allow this to happen, we live in an era where children commit suicide because of actions like this. And you're talking to the mother?
Parents, can I ask y'all a question out there? Okay? I just need to ask y'all a question. Let's be real here. If you are not told the details that they're determining, you're not even told the details about the other mother calling, you're told nothing, absolutely nothing. And then months down the line, you find out there was no video pulled. This incident report is not correct. There are major inconsistencies with the things that are coming out after the fact. Does that mean that you as a parent cannot go to these people and ask these questions when you are made aware? Please tell me, because I'm just saying, okay, well, this happened so far ago, and what did you do? Well, guess what? I told you what I did. I've been saying what I did. Okay.
So let's just educate the listener. All right. On what steps you have taken, okay? After you found out nothing has happened, nobody has followed up with you. You've continued to follow up, but nobody has followed up with you.
They have it reported in their incident report that they have told me all their findings, and that is a complete blatant lie.
So what steps have you taken? Have you met with the superintendent? Have you gone to the schools?
Gotcha.
What have you done?
Okay. Since the new information has came out and I have now been aware that they have not, when this investigation was turned over to them and they did not handle it properly, in my opinion, by pulling the video or checking into that. I want to know, I have major concerns as how is it they determined this did not happen to my child? What did they do? Did they talk and did they go by the other child? Is that what they're basing it on? Okay. Now, since this has came to the light, I have scheduled meetings with the principal, with the assistant principal. I've reached out to the transportation director on numerous occasions. I went to his office. I have my meetings video recorded. I have every single interaction with these people audio recorded from when this information was made available to me. Now, why wouldn't they come to me and offer to show me a tape when they know I'm calling and they're knowing I'm coming on the bus trying to find out what's going on? Why are they not approaching me with any of this stuff? And when I'm asking these critical questions, I'm being told we will handle it, Miss Mulaney. We will handle it. I have reached out to student services directors, school counselors, the school resource officer. I went to DFACS to see if a report been made. I went to the police department to see if a report had been made. From my knowledge, the only person who handled the investigation was the person that it was reported to, was the assistant principal. She did not even tell the principal what was going on. Now we have a situation where everyone wants to get involved and meet with me now at this one particular meeting, but nobody was there and nobody wanted to talk with me while this incident was occurring. Now, let me add, this incident is not disputed. The school does have this documented in their system that, yes, my kid did pull his pants down. If it was determined that my child was not told to do this and he just did it, that also is inappropriate. So why wasn't he disciplined? You allowed other kids to see my baby's private parts. Either way, you want to claim how it happened. I have a meeting next week and I plan to ask all these questions to everyone involved. Why am I being told that I cannot speak with my child's bus driver after I have recordings with the transportation director clearly telling me there is an open line of communication with parents and bus drivers? You can reach out to them. They can reach out to you. There's no policies involved anywhere that prohibit you or won't allow you to speak with the bus driver. Now, this morning, he tells me that the directive is they have went to this bus driver and told him he is not allowed to speak with me at all. The principal says I am not allowed to speak with the guidance counselor. Tell me why nobody wants to speak with me, and they're not even inviting this bus driver to this meeting.
I wouldn't say that they don't want to speak with you. The question is, why are they being told not to cooperate? And is it not true that when you were having a meeting with the gentleman who's over the transportation, that the superintendent mysteriously showed up to the meeting and prevented you from speaking to him further?
Yes, he did. And he can say his main concern was that I was live streaming the meeting. That's fine. But I give my consent and I'm okay with sharing my information. Now, if the live streaming was not okay and all of that, you definitely don't come in my meeting and then kick me out of my meeting for that reason. Okay. I still have the opportunity to meet with the transportation director. This meeting was not scheduled for Mr. Raines. He did pop in and interrupt my meeting.
So for you, the listener, I want you to see how government works. I want you to see how it works. That as long as everything goes as it should, there's no problems. But the moment you, as a parent, which you have that right, or a guardian, raise an issue, that now not only do you get the runaround, but then you get shut down.
Read this.
You get shut down on every meeting.
We have several messages coming into me, and they've been coming into me over the course of several days with parents sharing their stories with me. I'm not going to go public with anybody's story unless they want me to, but I'm just showing her on the air of messages where other parents are saying that their stuff is not being handled. And these are coming in right now. And I have a bunch.
There are other parents out there. So people always... There are a lot of people who always love criticizing how I do what I do and why I do what I do. You know what? Rattling trees is not comfortable. Shaking down branches, it ain't comfortable. It's not comfortable for me or Gina, who has to confront people about the better interest of me. I do it for the community. She's doing it for her child.
And I do this on the regular for anybody because I'm an advocate for anybody.
understand that nothing changes until somebody decides to go all the way. All the way. If you're not going to blow the door off the hinges, it's going to continue to close right back after you. And that's the problem, is that, and I'm not going to blame the people who have endured this because it's just too hard. It's too tough. They've bullied parents. I know the school system bullies parents. You going to tell me that the superintendent pops up in a mysterious meeting that did not involve him in order for this mother to ask questions and try to get somebody to help her? He appears mysteriously. That's not intimidation. That's intimidation, folks. That's intimidation. That's bullying.
They tell the bus driver I'm not allowed to speak with him. He's not allowed to speak with me. I'm not allowed to set up a meeting with my child's guidance counselor. The principal tells me she don't understand why I need to set up a meeting, and I'm not to meet with her until after our meeting.
This is bullying. This is bullying coming from administrators. And then to have it be a situation, if you were not listening at the beginning of the show, the Walker County School Board system has completely closed any opportunity for parents to come to a school board meeting and give their criticisms, their questions, raise any issues about what has been going on at the various schools that are under the school system's umbrella. What that is not only an infringement of rights, but in the instance when somebody's getting bullied, if somebody's being molested, if anything like that, if they're being discriminated against, I'm telling you, go back. July 17th, 2017, Luca here in Hamilton County, mother had been fighting for 4 years to try to get justice. Mr. Mike Steele, I know you're going to drop it on the mic. Go ahead and talk to these folks one time. Oh, man. Mike, call back. Call back. Mr. Mike Steele, is that you?
Are you ready to get real?
Oh, let's get real. Come on.
I don't think you can handle this. You ready to get real?
You know I can handle it.
The government institutions of lower learning, known as the public schools, which my children go to, they do because I tell them these are the facts, and here's what you have to do to pass your test because they're going to lie to you. So my kids are totally informed and they know how to work the system. Hate to say that, but that's what you have to do.
What you got to do.
The government system of lower learning, which is bureaucracy, socialism, whatever you want to call it, and also the co-conspirators, the insurance lawyers, the entire city, county system, along with the unions, will all work together on this to protect themselves. They're not there to protect the children; they're there to protect themselves. In New York, if you molest a kid or you do something wrong, you don't get fired. You can't fire a New York teacher. They send them to a building to read newspapers and magazines all day. And I'm not making this up because I know Marie's going to Google it every time I tell her something. And then that's how they live out their term. You cannot fire a New York City. I think the New York City teacher can kill someone. They can't do it. Now in Chattanooga, we had a bus driver whose parents complained about that it was cursing and speeding, and they did nothing about it. You still are not getting all the information out because it's about protecting their jobs and money.
And what was the outcome of that What was the outcome of that situation for people who were listening in Walker County? What happened to the children on that school bus for Woodmore?
Oh, they all died, of course. But Marie, who cares? They're black kids, and it was a black bus driver. So why do we care? We'll give them 4 years. Let him out and let him go and let him rape somebody.
Which he did.
And listen, most aborticides, it's not abortion, but most unborn babies that are killed are little black girls.
My child is mixed also.
But who cares? They're just blacks. Why would we? Who cares? You know, and then the black community votes for Democrats to support killing unborn babies in their platform. Go figure. But that's just through brainwashing over many years. Let's get back to this issue where my daughter smacked someone upside their head. She's 12 years old the other week because I said, if someone hits you, you hit him back 3 times harder. And this little ball hit her in the back, and the girl said, you go get that ball. She says, I'm not getting it. She goes, I'll smack you upside your head if you don't get that ball. She says, do it. She hit her, and my little girl hit her 3 times harder and knocked her down. And my little girl got a demerit. I'm like, way to go. Way to go. Because I'm preparing you for the real world. If someone hits you, you hit him 3 times harder. The hell with the idea of turn the other cheek if someone abuses you. And in this school system, the parents are being abused.
Yes.
The parents are being abused because we don't get answers.
Yes.
And this is the problem with socialism. I mentioned this before. They smile in your face, and all the times they want to take your place, they're
backstabbers.
What about this morning?
By the undisputed truth, they smile in your face, and all they want to do is take your place. They're backstabbers.
Thank you, Mike.
They don't care about you or your kids. They care. Now, some teachers really do care.
Yeah, of
course. I know some great teachers that really want to teach and love the kids, but you know what?
Miss Key Rock.
Their hands are tied.
Thank you, Mike.
Their hands are tied. And the only way to do this, to fix it, is to shine a light. Because when you shine a light on cockroaches,
they scatter. They scatter. They show up to meetings they weren't invited to.
Shine that light on them and say, we are not taking no for an answer anymore. We are not going to stop till we win. Do you know why I almost get whatever I want?
Go all the way.
You know why I get almost everything I want?
You fight back?
Because no only means I haven't convinced you that I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't take it for an answer. And I got to want it more than you do. You got to want answers more than they don't want to give them to you.
Yep.
You have to want liberty more than they don't want to give it to you.
I do.
You have to want it more than they don't want to give it, and then you take it.
Right.
You don't ask for it, you take it.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Bye.
Yo.
Let me just say that this morning when I had my meeting with the transportation director, I heard an issue that was ongoing, and I believe it was something about a crazy driver that a bus driver might have called in. And do you know that they were going to pull the tape, y'all, to see about this driver with the bus? And they pull tapes for physical altercations and all altercations and everything else inside of school. They going to pull the tape.
But they still have not, they've never pulled the tape for a possible sexual or possible Walker County is calling. Good morning. Talk to us, but be careful.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was just wondering, like, I know that you're causing like a bunch of stink over this, but like, what is her, like, what does she want? Does she want the school system to suffer? Does she want these kids' parents to suffer? I'm not really sure, like, what she's...
Well, hold up before you answer that, Gina. I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect this call. She's raising a big
That was
stink.
Walker County too, by the way.
That was the Walker County Department of Education. Because we have caller ID here in the station.
Oh, in case you didn't wonder.
Oh man. So they've been monitoring the page. This is what they do. We only got a short time here. We're about to close out the show. But I just want to end on what does Miss Gina want? She wants more.
Answers.
She wants answers. And Walker County Department of Education, superintendent, school board members, if you're listening, she's not going to go away. She has the support of Nooga Radio 92.7 FM. She is going on radio stations and news stations here in the city of Chattanooga, which is a larger county and larger school system than you ever could imagine. She's got my support. And if I got to have her come back once a week to get justice for her child, I will do it. I will do it. I'm that dedicated to the people, not only in the city of Chattanooga, but in the areas surrounding. Y'all know what it is. Marie Mott with the Marie Mott Show. Y'all know my moniker. If no one has taken the time today to tell you that they love you, that they support you, that they're in the fight for justice with you, I love you. And guess what? It ain't nothing, absolutely nothing you can do about it. Y'all stay tuned. Tomorrow is Know Your Rights Fridays, where we go over constitutional law. Thank you so much. I love you guys.
Thanks, viewers.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
Dalton police say an unidentified man used stolen credit cards to rack up hundreds of dollars in charges at stores in Fort O. Reports say the credit cards were stolen out of vehicles parked at a soccer complex back in April. Suspect is described as an African-American male with a beard wearing a Nike athletic shirt at the last time the cards were used. If you have any info, call the police. A traffic stop yielded a massive haul of drugs. Etowah police officer Jason Russell responding to a call of a suspicious vehicle early yesterday. Reports say police recovered almost 5 pounds of meth from the scene, one person arrested. And Chattanooga police Police believe they know who shot a man on Wheeler Avenue. 31-year-old Tavares Walker was found shot multiple times September the 9th. Darius Woods arrested and shipped off to the Hamilton County Jail. He's charged with attempted first-degree murder, aggravated assault, and a gun charge. Val St. John for Nuga Radio, News Talk 92.7, Action News now.
Chattanooga Morning News with Russ and Val. Weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. on Nuga